Good morning, everyone. My name is Eunice Priscilda, BHM1B. Misamis Occidental area and location. Misamis Occidental is located at the northwestern tip of the island of Mindanao. It is bounded on the northeast by the Mindanao Sea, on the east by Iligan Bay, on the southwest by Panao Bay, and on the west by Zamboanga del Norte and Zamboanga del Sur. It has total an area of 1,939 square kilometers. Geographic profile. Because the province is virtually surrounded by bodies of water, fishing is not sprinkled on one of its main industries, except along flat coastal areas. The terrain is generally high, highly enrolling, becoming rugged towards the west. How to get there? Planes and ships leave Cebu form Misamis on a regular basis. There is also a boat that flies the route between Iligan and Osamis daily. Buses from Dipolog en route to Pagadian pass by the three cities of Misamis Occidental as well. Tourist attraction. Balingaw Marine Park. The park, the park offers visitors the chance to explore the undersea world. Divers can choose between shallow and deep coral observation areas. Mass pins and snorkels are available. Bugan, Buga, Bukagan Hill. A spiral road leads to the top of this hill, which rises 22 meters above sea level. A concentrate a concrete bell tower with four large bells sits at the top where one can view Osami City, Panguil Bay, and the entire province of Lanao del Norte. Caracao Pastrano Hanging Bridge, Barangay Layawan, and Tabok Norte. This 75-meter hanging bridge connects Barangay Layawan and Tabok Norte. From it one can get a good views overlooking the sea and the intermarket area. Cotat Beach, Osami City. Puerto Pool is located at this beach with clear blue waters. There are also cottages for visitors and vacationists at Torrenpo Beach. The beach is lined with sheds of cottage, the private shelter for picnickers for Santiago, Misamis Occidental. Only a few meters from the wharf stands this old Spanish port which was built in 1707 to protect the region from marauding pirates. Dakota has been declared a historical landmark where a miraculous shrine has been the object of pilgrimage from all parts of the province. Hayohoy Island Park, northern part of Taguig City. The park is situated at the foot of Malindang Mountain, from whose tops one can get a panoramic view of the neighboring cities and municipalities with the still waters of Panguil Bay as the backdrop. Immaculate Conception Cathedral, Misamis Occidental. The church houses a pipe organ that is considered the largest in Mindanao and the second largest in the entire country. Lake Duminagat, Jimenez. This unspoiled lake is home to a rich diversity of unique flora and fauna. Old Spanish Catholic Church, Barangay Taraca Jimenez. This church possesses all the typical characteristics of old Spanish churches. Misamis Oriental area and location. The province is located along the northern coast of the island of Mindanao. It is bounded by the Macalager Bay on the north, Ilagan Bay on the west, by the province of Bukidnon and Lanao del Norte on the south and southwest, and by the Agusan del Norte on the east. Geographic profile. Misamis Oriental has numerous bodies of water, including the Macalager and Gingoong Bays and the Cagayan de Oro River that flows from the rugged interior mountains. The climate is generally wet the whole year round, but there is a period of maximum rainfall from November to January. How to get there? There are daily flights from Manila to Cagayan de Oro, and ships also regularly ply the route to Misamis Oriental. Planes and ships bound for the province are also available in Cebu, but they operate excuse me, less frequently. Tourist attractions. Baloy Beach, Cagayan de Oro City. Numerous resorts line this stretch of Grey Sand Beach. Canopy Walk, Valencia. Using ropes and harnesses, visitors can climb 7 meters up to the forest canopy, which can be explored by crossing a network of bridge. Catanico Falls, 10 kilometers from Cagayan de Oro. Water from the falls drop into a big pool surrounded by hug rocks. Swimming here is not advisable, however, because the water has high lead content. Gardens of Marsag Ecotourism Village, 12 kilometers from Cagayan de Oro along Macalager Bay. This theme park features the multifaceted culture of Mindanao's indigenous tribe. It offers a breathtaking view of Macalager Bay as well as a museum, tribal houses, flora and fauna collections, and conference facilities. Inataw National Park, Tubigan, Inataw. This park has numerous attractions including natural limestone formations, a forest park, various wildlife including colorful fish and corals, and a number of caves, one of which is the Split-Nose Bat Cave. Cagayan Hunt Festival, Cagayan de Oro. This annual celebration is held on the feast day of the city's patron, Saint Augustine. It features a 3-hour parade of civic military groups wearing colorful costumes. Macahambus Cave, Jampason, Dasaan. Despite the cave's large opening, its interior is very dark, so a flashlight is needed to navigate the numerous paths, one of which leads to a promontory with a view of the Cagayan de Oro River. Malasag Nature Trail, Malasag, Cagayan de Oro City. The place offers a panoramic view of Cagayan de Oro City. A day's trek away from the office is the 200-year-old Balete Tree landmark near the Haganod Reservoir. Ojongan River, Barangay Ojongan, Gingoong City. A boat trip across this vast body of water offers visitors a chance to see the local fishermen in action. Lanao del Norte, Capital Tubod. Area and location. Lanao del Norte is bounded on the north by Iligan Bay and Misamis Occidental, on the east by Bukidnon, on the west by Panguil Bay and Zamboanga del Sur, and on the south by Lanao del Sur and Iligan Bay. Geographic profile. The terrain slopes upward from the shoreline of Panguil Bay in the west to the mountains adjoining Lanao del Sur in the southeast. Several rivers traverse the province, the most important of which is the Agus River, which which the Maria Cristina Falls occurs throughout the year. The average temperature is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. How to get there? Philippines Airlines and Cebu Pacific Planes fly regular from Manila to Cagayan de Oro City. From there, one can take a taxi to Iligan. Also, William Line ship sail for Iligan via Dipolog every Tuesday and via Osamis every Saturday. Tourist attraction: Cathedral Falls, Kapatagan. The beautiful waterfall got its name from cathedral-like rock formation over which it flows. Santa Cruz Waterfall, Santa Cruz, Kapatagan. The locals call this water Tinago Falls. Tinago means hidden because very few people know about it. It lies in the midst of a forest inhabited by numerous wildlife. Did- Duding, Dudingan Falls, about 14.15 kilometers from Ilagan proper. The water cascades down a 65.5-foot high concrete-like boulder into a cool, excuse me, tranquil pool surrounded by lush vegetation. The pool is ideal for swimming and the place is a heaven for nature lovers. Limunsudan Falls, Barangay Roongan, Iligan City. This beautiful 8,070-foot to third falls is supposed to be the country's tallest. The lower level alone is taller than the Maria Cristina Falls. Excuse me. Maria Cristina Falls, Iligan City. Iligan's greatest heritage is the most resplendent of all the city's 20 waterfalls, also known as the Mother of Industries as the fountainhead of progress. The 3,200-foot tall Maria Cristina Falls is the veritable source of industrial life in the city. Mayambalot Falls, about 11 kilometers from Iligan proper, although only about 90 feet tall, this fall is still a sight to behold. The natural pool formed by the clear water is great for swimming. Timoga Cold Spring, Timoga Barangay Baruun. The cool crystal clear waters of these springs flow into several swimming pools. Huge snacks bars, cottage and lechon roasted pie stalls are available in the area. Misamis tourist spots. Misamis Occidental is one of the Philippines' inviting destination, but don't let that stop you from checking out what the province has to offer. Unknown to many, Misamis Occidental trades ecological frontiers, home to promising ecotourism destinations. From cascading waterfalls, towering peaks, enchanting moss forests, hidden lakes to cultural and historical sites, Misamis Occidental has the things to give you a lifelong adventure and tour. It's more fun here. Indeed, if you're planning to visit, don't miss out on these eco-cultural wonders. Behold Misamis Occidental tourist spots. Mountain Marindaque Range Natural Park. If you want to glimpse of the Philippines' international acclaimed biodiversity, then you should visit Mount Marindaque Range Natural Park, home to plethora of flora and fauna species. The park covers more than 3,000 hectares of pristine forest. It also hosts numerous waterfalls, enchanting lake moose forests, and dramatic mountain views. If you're lucky, you'll catch sight of the critically endangered Philippine eagle, one of the biggest in the world. Pinduan Curtain Falls. Pinduan Curtain Falls boasts of multiple layers, cascading beautifully towards a stunning pool. Green foliage surrounds the falls, giving it a rustic view. The pristine waters of the waterfall emanate from Malindang mountain range, one of the country's last ecological frontiers. The breathtaking sight of the falls alone is enough for you to consider you visit here the trek of a lifetime. Today, it is one of the top Misamis Occidental tourist spots. 3. Conception Cathedral. Immaculate Conception Cathedral is one of the top tourist spots in Misamis Occidental. Both local and foreign tourists, mostly Catholics, come here to pay devotion to the Virgin Mary. Its stunning architecture is also a muse. See 4. Lake Duminagat is part of the Grand Mount Malindang Range Natural Park. It is one of the most picturesque of Misamis Occidental tourist spots. Because it's so remote, the lake appears just as it was 4,000 of years. Lush forests surround the lake. When you get here, you can't help but swim because of the inviting waters. Boating or rafting are also potential activities here. 5. Sapang Dalaga Falls, Baga Falls. Sapang Dalaga Falls lies on a man-made park with its iconic statue of the titular maiden. The park is ideal for family picnics or camping as it has basic amenities such as stable and function hall. It is 1 to 2 kilometers away from the town center. That makes it one of the most accessible tourist spots in Misamis Occidental. The Philippines is made up of 18 provinces which fall under 17 administrative and 1 autonomous region division and grouped in 3 major island groups, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. It's been a personal travel goal of mine to be able to visit all these 81 provinces. The idea geographically stepping foot on all parts of the country is sort of like a video game thing for me. In the virtual world, the more worlds you explore, the most experience points or XP you get. Last May 2019, I finally completed this major travel quest. Beyond just visiting the different places, I really wanted to do something active and fun there. Aside from sightseeing, I explored mostly by motorcycle or bike, went hiking, visited beaches, tried spelunking in caves, and enjoy the natural ecotourism attraction. There's a lot you can see and do in each province, but based on my experience personally traveling to all the places, here are the highlights I can share. This workflow contains basic information on what each province is known for, the top, most easily accessibly tourist spots, unique it's you can hunt down, and some of the fun activities that I personally enjoyed. Luzon. Luzon is one of the three primary island groups with 38 provinces. It contains the Luzon mainland, the largest and most populous island, as well as the Batanes and Babuyan groups of islands to the north, Polillo Island to the east, and the outlying island of Catanduanes, Marinduque, and Mindoro, among others to the south. The Luzon mainland, located in the northern part of the archipelago, is the economic and political center of the nation, being home to the country capital city Manila. NCR, National Capital Region. Manila is the capital of the Philippines, considered the center of culture, economy, education, and government of the Philippines. Officially, it's also known as the National Capital Region, NCR, and commonly known as Metro Manila. The whole area is actually made up of 16 cities. Manila is the most common gateway for international tourists traveling to the Philippines. Sierra Cordillera Administrative Region. The only landlocked region in the country, the Cordillera Administrative Region lies on the mountains of Luzon. The region comprises 6 provinces: Abra, Apayao, Benguet, Ifugao, Kalinga, and Mountain Province. Its regional center is the highly urbanized Baguio City. The region is home to the world-famous rice terraces of the Philippines Cordilleras, some of which fall under the UNESCO World Heritage List and can be seen on the Philippines currency. Mount Pulag, Luzon highest peak borders between the provinces of Benguet, Ifugao, and Nueva Vizcaya. Abra, compared to other destinations in the Philippines, not a lot of tourists venture to the landlocked province of Abra. There's still that air of mystery about this province which hides many natural wonders, cultural gems, and rich culture. Expects to do a lot of hiking to visit the remote spots. Capital Benguet. Top tourist spots Aba River, one of the largest river systems in the country. Paracan Waterfalls, terrace waterfall that's only visible during the rainy seasons. Apao Rolling Hills, Pewek Rock Formation, and the Don Mariano Marcos Bridge, the third longest bridge in the country. Unique eats, Abra Mickey Noodles, memorable travel highlights, bumpy top load, jeep ride and river crossings to get to Pewek Rock formations. Best tour spots in Misamis Oriental. Kagpulon Springs and Falls, La Castilla Museum, Mapawa Nature Park, Dama Lasag Ecotourism Village, St. Augustine Metropolitan Cathedral. Sagpulon Springs and Falls, don't miss out on seeing these 180-foot tall waterfalls nestled among the greeneries of Jisan's municipality. Although tourists aren't allowed to swim in its deep waters, the local government has developed the place into a resort. It's now built with pools for those who want to swim safely beside the waterfall. Location: Barangay San Isidro Adjacent, best for waterfall chasers highlights. Seeing in real life how height this ribbon waterfall is a treat for the eyes. Activity tips: cool down in the pool by the waterfall and take nature shots to bring home with you. La Castilla Museum. Take a trip down memory lane and immerse yourself in 20th century Philippines while looking through Pelaez' unique collection of memorabilia. One of the museum's current goals is to educate the youth and future generation about the Filipino lifestyle during the 20th century. Location: Rodolfo and Pelaez, Kauswagan, Cagayan de Oro. Best for history buffs. Highlights all the memorabilia they collected from the 20th century span to learn about and see. Insider info: La Castilla was converted into a museum during 1997. It was originally the vacation house turned permanent residence of Neri and Elisa Pelaez. Activity tips: try museum hopping from here to other nearby museum likes the City Museum of Cagayan de Oro, Museo de Oro, and the Museo of Three Cultures. 3. Mapawa Nature Park. Within Mapawa Nature Park's wide expanse, you'll find stunning views, waterfalls, ziplines, horse bridges, and trails where you can hike to your heart context. Location: Malasag, Guzman, Cagayan de Oro City. Operation hours 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Best for nature enthusiasts highlights: you can try rappelling from a 65-foot waterfall. Insider info: the whole park is around 2,500 hectares. Activity tips: you can choose to relax and observe the surrounding nature or you can pick the more adventurous activities. Be sure to be prepared with the appropriate clothes and extra ones as well. The park also hosts events for groups and team building activities for companies. For Malasag Ecotourism Village. Malasag Ecotourism Village is a park owned and managed by the Philippine Tourism Authority. It, ha- it highlights replicas of tribal houses in the region. You'll also find a museum, a swimming pool, a restaurant, and cottage within the 7-hectare rep- reforested property. Location Malasag Hill, Gugman, Cagayan de Oro City. Best for history buffs. Highlights. Replicas of the region's tribal houses. Insider info. The village is located in a reforested part of Malasag Hill. St. Augustine Metropolitan Cathedral. St. Augustine Metropolitan Cathedral is a century Gothic-inspired church and a mosque in Cagayan de Oro. Its intricate exterior design draws in both devout and the simply curious. Location Cagayan de Oro, best for devout Catholics or architecture and archanges. Highlights: beautiful church facade and stunning works of art decorating the church interiors. Insider info: its stained glass windows come from the Church of the Sacred Hearts of Mary and Jesus in New York. Province of the Philippines. The Republic of the Philippines is divided into a total of 81 provinces. The country has an area of 300,000 square kilometers, 1,015 1,831 miles. It counts with a string of over 7,100 islands in southern, south, southeastern Asia, precisely between the South China Sea and the Pacific Ocean. Each province is divided into cities and municipalities. Provinces in the Philippines are ruled by an elected legislature called Sangguniang Panlalawigan and a democratically elected governor. To make it simpler, these 81 provinces are grouped into 17 regions based on several characteristics. Out of these regions, 13 have a number that corresponds to its geographical location. The remaining 4 regions do not have a numerical designation and are Nation Capital Region, Southwestern Tagalog Region, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Cordillera Administrative Region. Regions are also grouped into their major island groups: Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Regions and provinces of the Philippines. The Philippines is a stunning country and each province has its own beauty, culture, and traditions. In recent years, international interest has grown toward visiting the Philippines. Foreign nationals who wish to explore the Philippines and its province must verify the country's entry requirements. According to the traveler's nationality, a Philippine visa might be necessary. Find out about other provinces in the Philippines. Luzon Island Group, NCR, National Capital Region, CAR, Caldera Administrative Region, Abra Apayao, Benguet, Ifugao, Kalinga Mountain Province, Region 1, Ilocos Region, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, Pangasinan, Region 2, Cagayan Valley, Batanes, Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, Corino, Region 3, Central Luzon, Aurora, Bataan, Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, Tarlac, Zambales, Region 4A, Calabarzon, Batangas, Cavite, Laguna, Quezon Rizal, Region 4B, Mimaropa, Southwestern Tagalog, Marinduque, Occidental Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, Palawan, Romblon, Region 5, Bicol Region, Albay, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Masbate, Sorsogon, Visayas Island Group, Region 6, Western Visayas, Aklan, Antique, Capiz, Guaymaras, Iloilo, Negros Occidental, Region 7, Central Visayas, Bohol, Cebu, Negros Oriental, Siquijor, Region 8, Eastern Visayas, Biliran, Eastern Samar, Leyte, Northern Samar, Southern Leyte, Mindanao Island Group. Region 9, Zamboanga Peninsula, Zamboanga del Norte, Zamboanga del Sur, Zamboanga, Sibugay. Region 10, Northern Mindanao, Bukidnon, Camiguindanao del Norte, Misamis Occidental, Misamis Oriental. Region 11, Davao Region, Davao de Oro, Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur, Davao Occidental, Davao Oriental. Region 12, Soxcargen, Cotabato, Sarangani South, Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat. Region 13, Caraga Region, Agusan del Norte, Agusan del Sur, Danagat Island, Surigao del Norte. Barm, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Basilan, Lanao del Norte, Maguindanao, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi. Which province to the visit in the Philippines? Tourism has become an important sector for the economy in the Philippines. It's a biodiversity is one of the main reasons why people visit the country. Here was provide you a few insights about remarkable places in provinces worth visiting in the Philippines. 16th century town began in Ilocos, set in the province of Ilocos. Bigan is a well-preserved 16th century town from the Spanish colonial period. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The architecture features a combination of Chinese and European influences. UNESCO Batad Rice Terrace, Banawe. Batad Rice Terrace located in the Banawe province are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. For 2,000 years, 200 years, the height rice fields have followed the contours of the mountains. It's both beautiful and impressive. The terraces are a great example of what happens when humans respect nature while still benef- benefiting from it. Hiking in Sagada Mountain Province. Sagada is an ideal location for hiking, te- trek- trekking, and visiting hot springs. Set in the mountain province, Sagada's most important attraction is the hanging cabins in Echo Valley. Some of these cabins are centuries old and are high up the sheer rock face. Guides are mandatory to visit this historic site. Surfing in Surigao Island, Surigao del Norte. This island attracts surfers from all over. However, visitors can hire a local bamboo boat, bangka, and reach other islands, including the Neck and Daco Island. While in Surigao, travelers can head to the Sohoton Caves or the Magpapunko Natural Pool. Stone houses in Batanes Island, Cagayan Valley. Cagayan Valley is located in the north of the country close to Taiwan. It is the smallest province in the Philippines, but it has several landmarks and places of interest. While in the Batanes Island, visitors may want to check out the stone houses in Safida and Sabayan or hike Mount Iraya. Imposing Chocolate Hills, Bohol. The Chocolate Hills are a unique geological formation. There are at least 1,260 hills that turns brown during the dry season. These are the country's third nation ecological monument and an important tourist attraction in Bohol. Visitors can rent a motorcycle taxi to go see them. The province of Bohol is home to treasures, one of the smallest species of monkeys in the world. To see them, travelers and check out the treasure sanctuary in Coriela. Relax in Camotes Island, Cebu. The Camotes, the Camotes Islands consists of Pachan, Ponsanpora, and Tulang Islands. The inviting turquoise water make it an ideal destination to relax. The two best beaches to visit are Santiago Bay and Magondlong. The province of Cebu is very popular among foreign visitors. Snor- Snorkeling in Apo Island, Negros Oriental. Apo Island is the perfect location for snorkeling and diving. There are more than 650 species of fish and over 400 species of corals. Visitors are likely to spot turtles too. While in Apo Island, many takes the opportunity to hike to the lighthouse to watch the sunset as it is the highest point on the island. Puerto Princesas Underground River, Palawan. The underground river Puerto Princesa is one of the current seven wonders of the world. Tourists must visit with a guide. The paddleboat ride to reach the underground river takes about 1 hour, while in Palawan, travelers may be interested in island hopping. Some of the island include Starfish, Luli, Kauri Island. The best beaches are Marapinas, Napsan, Panaguran, and Nagtabon. Recommendation for travel to the Philippines province. Travelers are advised to plan their trip taking, talking taking into account the time it takes to reach different provinces. Travel within the Philippines, foreign visitors can, can book flights or take buses or other public transportation. Recommendations for travel to the Philippines province. Travelers are advised to plan their trip taking into account the time it takes to reach different province. To travel within the Philippines, foreign visitors can book flights to take bus or other public transportation. With planning a trip to the country, all foreigners should be sure to meet the entry or visa requirements for the Philippines. Several countries have visa-free agreements with the Philippines, and its citizens can stay in the territory for stays up, up to 30 days. Travelers are recommended to keep track of the weather before and during their visit. Approximately 20 tropical cyclones enter the Philippines territory each year. Visitors are advised to have cash and should check the currency and exchange rate in the Philippines for their trip. It is important to keep in mind the costume values and etiquette in the Philippines. All travelers are expected to be respectful of public space, nature reserve, and behave in a civilized manner. Each province is home to different foods, traditions, and customs. Puerto Princesa, Subterranean River National Park, currency and exchange in the Philippines.